none of these platforms were really built in service to the consumer. They were either built in service to the originator, who was looking to just hand out as much debt as possible, or for the operator who had a big enough team that could do that.
We were going to transform how companies interacted with branch leaders, like what that would look like and how that would be structured. And Ryan had really mastered how mortgage advisors should interact with their clients, right? He'd kind of solved that side of the equation. And I had a pretty good line of how we should solve the broader interaction between company and branch leader or brand ambassador. And what I realized was that we needed in retail innovation to try to incorporate art of homeownership into what we were doing. And so that effort began, and I could see how those puzzle pieces would fit together. But then 2020 happens and volume just goes through the roof, and the interest in advancing like innovation dropped to zero because everybody was in this frantic kind of trying to get the bucket big enough to catch, all the loans that were falling out of the sky. And there really wasn't time to think about, okay, what happens next after this, right? When this ends, like, how are we going to behave? There wasn't that like second, third order thinking happening because it was survival mode. Even though it was abundance, it was like survival through abundance. And the thinking about the future kind of diminished really significantly. But I realized with Ryan, as we were kind of going through this phase, that the platforms, regardless of who they were, like the modern or the legacy platforms in mortgage banking that existed, were not built to execute the shift in thinking. Like there's just too much legacy success